Good morning and happy Saturday. I hope you're having a great Saturday wherever you are. Looking to see here. I know we've got some Yarny U's here this morning. If you're watching live, welcome to you this morning. Pull up a comfy chair or a comfy soft bed, a nice warm mug of something good, and we're going to have a chat. But if you happen to be watching later, welcome to you as well. My name's Michelle. I'm with All Love Unto Ewe Studios. I'm typically here every Saturday morning at 9:30 in the morning to talk about what's new in the shop, to talk about all the things knitting and crochet, all the things creative. And we always have a fantastic time because we've got a great community. So welcome. I see a bunch of Yarny U's here. If you're new to the channel and you're like, what the heck is a Yarny U? Like, what is that? Well, that's the name of our Facebook group. We're over 2,000 strong in there, and it's a vibrant, dynamic group where everyone is welcome, whatever craft you do. And we have a great time. There's no drama. There's no politics, and which is awesome because I am not a fan of drama. So that is the case of the Yarny U's Facebook group. We invite you to join. I see Terry here this morning. Lori Ann is here. Pam is here. She says she's here from hot Florida. Jamie's here. Tish is here. Sharon's here. Becky's here. Tara's here. Valera's here. All kinds of people are here. Katrin, Tracy. Oh gosh, I can't name them all. Julie, welcome, 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 welcome. It's so good to see you. See, I'm so excited. I'm stumbling over my words today. Sometimes that happens. It has been a week in the studio, let me tell you, but we've been having some great fun getting all kinds of things together, all kinds of fun things happening. First of all, it is our 8th birthday or 8th anniversary, and we're celebrating all year long. Sorry, well, I should have celebrated all year long. We're celebrating all month long. I know that's like a thing now. People do like a whole month of birthday celebration. I kind of like it, I have to say. So we're going to celebrate our 8th birthday / anniversary all month long. And one of the ways that we're doing that is in glorious, beautiful color. Now, we always have brand new color in the shop, pretty much weekly for the most part. But this month is something special. Sherry and Terry of Lonesome Pine Yarn Works, who are the exclusive dyers behind the All Love Unto Ewe brand, really came up with some special colorways this month to celebrate our birthday, but this week as well. Welcome, Terry. She said, I'm from Ohio, my first time here, just found you. Welcome. We're so happy to have you. We hope you'll go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give us a like, a thumbs up, everyone, as you're watching. If you like what we're doing at all, it's definitely an encouragement. But the color this week is fantastic. So as I mentioned in our Yarny U's Facebook group, because the Yarny U's get like a sneaky peeky of what's coming to the shop in any particular week, we had some conversations about them doing some colorways, sort of creating some new colorways based on our logo colors and the colors that we most often use in our graphics and all of that sort of thing. So they did just that. Last week, we introduced Ewe Blue, which is a beautiful shade of blue. This was brand new last week. Gorgeous colorway. You know, the blue is definitely part of what we do. And this week, it came out with something amazing. I'm going to show it to you in the cuff. I'm going to take it off. This is All Love Unto Ewe. Check it out. You've got some beautiful colors there. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Anybody who watches the channel knows that I'm not great at retwisting yarn hanks once I untwist them. And I've got a couple little errant strings here, but look at this color. Look at this color. You have got these beautiful shades. So that's basically Ewe Blue and a lot of other colors that melt into almost just a little bit of purple there as it melts into some pink and then some coral and some orange down through some teal and some blue. It just melts beautifully along the fiber. And then you get into these glorious high def speckles. Look at those speckles with all the color. See if I can get that better on camera. It's hard to show. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful speckles. You've got the density there, but you still got the speckled definition, which I love. As I mentioned, I call it high def speckles. Terry and Sherry really hit it out of the park with this. And look at that kind of melt going on there with these colors here. It is wonderful. Now, I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to go ahead and, as I said, my twisting skills are not the best. I probably should have showed it with the coordinating colors before I untwisted it, but I never do anything in perfect order. I am perfectly imperfect, let me just tell you. So that'll do. That'll do. I'm going to show it to you right here with the color I happen to be doing my beautifully basic tee. And we're going to talk about our knit along in just a moment. Amber Solstice. Look how perfect it goes with that. Look how perfect it goes with Ewe Blue. Look at that. And Monarch. Now, these are just 3 of the colorways that it looks absolutely fantastic with. I was showing earlier this week sort of a 3-color. So if you were interested in like a 3-color shawl, let me get everything organized here a little bit, a 3-color shawl or something along those lines, this would be so perfect. So perfect. So many combinations you can do with this. And I happen to notice that Monica, who is fabulous, she actually took several colors and put them together for you in the Yarn and Use Facebook group so you could see how this colorway, how All Love Unto Ewe works with other colors in the shop right now. Somebody said, Monica, you're fabulous, or you're great. And I'm like, yes, she is. Monica does all of our fulfillment and all of our shipping, and she does a fantastic job with it. Now, you might be wondering, like, that's an interesting name for a hank of yarn. It has, that name really doesn't say much about the color, but it does say a lot about All Love Unto Ewe Studios. So if you haven't heard sort of the origin story of the name, I'm going to tell you that right now. So 8 years ago, when we were trying to decide what to call the company, we were really struggling. There were several names that were sort of on our list, and we were thinking about it and tossing them around. And I was going to see a friend in the hospital. I've often said, I wish this was a more exciting story than it is, but life is sometimes exciting and sometimes not so much. I like the mundane sometimes as well. So I was on my way to see a friend who was pretty ill in the hospital. And all of a sudden, All Love Unto Ewe Studios just popped into my head. I have no idea from whence it came. It just sort of showed up in my head. And as I was rolling it around on my tongue, I said it out loud to hear sort of the cadence and what it might sound like. And I said, All Love Unto Ewe. And I heard All Love Unto Ewe. And I was struck by that because that was the kind of energy we wanted to put out into the world. All love unto you. Positive energy, uplifting energy, looking to uplift and support everyone. All love unto you. And so Terry and Sherry took that as their cue for this particular colorway, and that's what they named it. All love unto you. Now, what I just showed it to you, that was our Rawlings base. So that is a delightful blend of merino, silk, and cashmere. So you get this beautiful sort of sheen to it, nice stitch definition, gorgeous, gorgeous yarn, and it drapes beautifully. That happens to be what I'm wearing right now is our Rawlings base. This is a beautifully basic tee, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit because that is part of our Super Summer Sweater make-along that we're in the midst of right now. So that's what I love about that particular base is that it drapes well and it has a nice sheen, and you can see that evidenced so well here on All Love Unto Ewe. Now we have a little bit of an issue. This yarn is actually linked right down below in our product listing, but 2 of our bases are sold out. Right now, it's only still available on Rawlings. And so if you're wanting this, I recommend you go ahead and snag it. You can do so right down below in our shop here on YouTube. Of course, you can always go to our website. You can also set up a special order for this. If you're looking for 3 or more skeins in any one base, or you can even do it across bases, 100-gram skeins, all you have to do is send me an email and I can get a special order set up for you. And Sherry and Terry are turning around the special orders pretty quickly right now. So they'll get that dyed up for you, shipped out, so you will have your own. And the beauty of that too is that if you do a special order, I don't recommend, like if you want 4 hanks, don't buy one right now on the shop and then order 3. Let's go ahead and special order all of them. So when they're in the same dye batch, because as you know, indie dyed yarn, even commercial yarn, can change from batch to batch and sometimes even within batches, but you do get some more consistency if it's dyed in a single batch. So it would make a great BBT, Kim. I totally agree with you. It'd make a beautiful, beautifully basic tee. When you hear us talk about BBTs, in the Yarn of Use, that's kind of become the iconic pattern. Melissa Kimmerer is the designer of that pattern, and it was featured in the very first edition of Nomadic Knits back in, I want to say 2018, and she used All Love Unto Ewe yarn to design the pattern. And so we've just knit so many of them up, we refer to them as BBTs, which can be a little confusing to newcomers. So we do try to mention that regularly. It would be a great BBT, even maybe with some stripy bits or some also trim, that sort of thing in some of these coordinating colorways. So only available right now in Rawlings because the rest sold out already this week. I will see about potentially getting a reorder of this, but I don't know how that's going to go or when it would be added to the shop. So I recommend you go ahead and snag that now, not to mention the coordinating colors that go so well with it. Ewe Blue, absolutely. Ewe Blue is in the shop right now, and I think there might be a base or two that sold out of this, but we can always do a special order. You guys have been buying a lot of yarn lately, so we need to bump up how we're stocking the yarn in the shop, and I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful for all of your support, especially this, our birthday month. It's so, so exciting. 8 years old. Like, we're a mere child. All Love Unto Ewe is just a mere child. Okay, let's talk about our super summer sweater make along that is going gangbusters. So we chose the beautifully basic tee, as I mentioned, for the pattern for our super summer sweater make along. And there were a couple of reasons that we selected this pattern. Many of us, you know, I've knit 6 or 7 of them. I really need to count so I can tell you for sure, but I've knit 6 or 7 of these beautifully basic tees. And the reason that I have is because it's such a fantastic and versatile pattern. The reason that we selected it for our summer make along, our super summer sweater make along this summer, is because we have a fair number of both beginning sweater knitters, people who have never approached a sweater before, and we also have some well-seasoned sweater knitters in the group. And this seemed to be a great sort of middle road. If you've been intimidated by sweater knitting and you've sort of put it off, maybe you've knit shawls or socks or all kinds of things, but you're like, a sweater, I don't know. This is the pattern for you because you're going to learn basic sweater construction in it, and you don't have to worry about a lot of new techniques in order to get through the pattern. So it's perfect for beginner sweater knitters in that way. It's also great for seasoned sweater knitters because it's a wonderful wardrobe basic. It can act as a shell under a jacket. It can act as a t-shirt like I'm wearing mine today. There are so many different things you can do. I have literally worn pearls with my BBTs before, and I've worn them with jeans and grubby sneakers. Like, you can get away with all the things. I think it'd be cute under overalls. I want a pair of overalls so bad now that I moved to Maine. Can you imagine overalls? But I think it'd be super cute under a pair of overalls as well. So it's one of those really versatile patterns, and it's great social knitting once you get down and separate the sleeves. So there's a lot of pros to this pattern. Melissa also did a fantastic job of amending the pattern later and adding long sleeves to it. And now she has a DK version as well. I think some of our Yarn of Use are actually knitting up the DK version. And one of the beautiful things about DK weight yarn is that it knits up or crochets up that much faster. So if you're somebody who really needs sort of that instant gratification, that'd be me. I like that. The DK pattern may be the right fit for you. I've always done fingering weight, and I've cast on my fingering weight right now. I am not very far along in the pattern, but that's for good reason. I'm going to make more progress. Oh, it's kind of stuck here. I'm going to make more progress on it. I'll show you where I'm at now. I've just kind of got my cast on done, and the first couple of rows, I just have it a mess here in my project bag, but the first couple of rows of ribbing started. Because I am doing weekly vlogs of my progress and commentary of this pattern as we work our way through the Beautifully Basic Tee and the Super Summer Sweater Make Along. So that's to help support perhaps new sweater knitters or even those who have knit more than one BBT, just to kind of add some information, my commentary, where I'm at, what I think about certain techniques, and maybe give you a little bit of insight. It's not meant to be a tutorial. This pattern doesn't really need a tutorial, but it is to just give some added information about the pattern, maybe a few tips and tricks or the things that I do when I encounter certain parts of it. Now, the first vlog for last week is already up on the channel. It's been viewed quite a bit, actually. And so it's available for you now. The link to that is actually down below in the show notes, so you can check it out at your leisure and see what you think. So I've got to get knitting because I have the second video to post next week. So I've got to make more progress so I can talk more about where we're at. So if you haven't checked out those videos yet, or that video so far, I encourage you to do so. Now, if you are on the channel and you click the video tab at the top, it appears there, but there's also a playlist for it. So eventually all those videos will be easily found for you right in that playlist to make it super, super simple. And we love doing that. So what I'd like to do now, because so many of you are knitting Beautifully Basic Tees as part of the Make Along, I want to go ahead and roll the whips. But before I do, I want to remind you that a $100 gift card to the shop is going to be the big prize as part of our Super Summer Sweater Make Along. And I'm so amazed by all of your photos. You're posting, and that's great, because every photo that you post under the official Make Along thread in the Yarn Use is an entry to win. So that's a lot of fun. So it's been great to sort of see everybody's progress and where they're headed. So why don't we take a look now at all of our whips, including several Beautifully Basic Tees. All right, now you're going to see Beautifully Basic Tees in various stages of completion. And then, like I mentioned, there's a few additional projects in here that are not Beautifully Basic Tees. First up, we've got Paulette Radigan. She is already working towards her sleeve divide. And look how beautiful that's coming along. So many of you are really ahead on this. And I'm impressed, Paulette. That's looking fantastic. Well done. Next up, Tiffany Baker. She was making some progress on a rainy weekend, which I think was last weekend. Look at that cute little project bag there. That was from our picnic box that we recently did, our Happy Summer Picnic box. And she got that watermelon project bag, and look at that cute sort of yarn cozy. But she's made good progress too. Fantastic. Next up, Nancy Victorino. She was using a previous year's birthday club colorway. Looks good. And she too has already separated the sleeves and joined in for the body. So several of you are kind of rocking and rolling at about the same pace on this. Jamie Laurent, I love this photo. This is her BBT, her Beautifully Basic Tee. She too had split for the sleeves. And she said apparently All Love Unto Ewe yarn is soothing for kittens too. His name is Finch, but she calls him Dennis. And she said he has to come in the house and all the bags get snapped, zipped, and cinched because apparently he gets in the bags. But look how cute he is. And in the Yarn Use right now, I've noticed a few pictures lately of progress photos with your pets, which is really, really neat to do. All right, this is one of those non-Beautifully Basic Tees, but Julie Garland finished her Astro Pop. And it is fantastic. Look how those colors indeed pop in this. It's beautiful. So I understand, I think it was Marie Green who designed the Astro Pop, and she did sort of, I want to say, a 4-day sweater knit along maybe. Yeah, I wasn't part of that because there is no universe that I can imagine right now that I could knit a sweater in 4 days, but looks so good. And it is a DK pattern and it looks wonderful. So well done, Julie. I know you have to be completely proud of that particular design. It looks great. Another non-BBT. Oops, and I put the wrong thing on the slide. Jamie Laurent, she's almost finished with the steek section of her Seafairdy. And what I intended to do, she gave us a sneak peek at the inside of her floats along with the outside of the project. And I thought that's what I put on the slide, and I failed to do that. So my apologies, Jamie. We'll take a peek at that soon and see it. As I mentioned, I'm over 50. I make mistakes all the time. And what we have on the second slide, though, is Maria's Birkin by Caitlin Hunter. And she's working on her sleeve. She's on Sleeve Island. I think she's trying to get this done before our trip to Scotland. So that's going to be fantastic for that particular trip. All right, next up, Jill. She's working on her BBT with a trusty helper. This is what I mentioned. The pets showing up are great. I love it, seeing them sneak into the photos. So Jill's making good progress as well. She's past her ribbing, heading down to where she'll be splitting for the sleeves soon-ish, on the soonish. There's that Birkin. I added it again. Cheryl Gouen, she's adding stripes to her BBT, which is a great thing to do. I think there was a question of if she could get enough of the green, and she decided, hey, I just think this is going to look really good with Swan White. And so she put it with that, and she's got this beautiful green and white striped, beautifully basic tee in progress. So I like it a lot. Next up, Beverly Randall is there working on her BBT, and it looks like I was making a cameo there. And I just want to ask, why does the screenshot always show me just at my worst? It's kind of a big joke, but let's focus on the BBT that Beverly's doing, because she's made a huge amount of progress. Her photos are a lot of fun to watch too in the Yarny Use, because she takes them at different places. I noticed the other day she had a progress photo from the beach. So it's always fun to see where everybody is stitching from. Lori Ann, look at this. So she was kind of on the bubble. She was using the King Charles Coronation colorway for the body. And I think she was kind of thinking about maybe some red for the contrast. And in the end, she decided on faded jeans from All Love Unto Ewe. And I love that blue. I think it sets it off so beautifully. Tammy Smith finished up some socks. She used some of our 2025 Cancer Awareness Series colorways. It looks good. And these were loosely based on the Evanesco Shorty sock. Really quickly, I just want to mention that when I have pattern names, you can always find those down below in the show notes. I do add the links to the patterns that we talk about in each episode to make it easy for you. So if you see something and you get inspired, that spark of inspiration doesn't have to be dulled by searching for the pattern. We give it to you right down below. Judy Conk. Hi, Judy finished up her BBT, and look at that. She's loving the way it pulled. I love that as well. That is actually a colorway from one of our previous Spin Me a Yarn Literary Society Club boxes. And it just goes to show you what a well-stocked stash can do for you. It looks fantastic. And then we've got up Jessica Stowell. So she did a special order for this purple colorway. It's a custom colorway in twain, and she is really happy with it. And I was delighted to see that she was happy. She too has made a lot of progress. Many of you are at the same sort of area in your progress for the Beautifully Basic Tee, which is a lot of fun, but it's perfectly fine to be just casting on, or if you've already finished like Judy, that's fine as well. One of the beautiful things about the make-alongs that we do in the Yarny Use Facebook group is that you don't have to have a finished object in order to be eligible, because I can't require you to do something that I can't do. And I don't knit well under pressure. I like to do it to make it enjoyable. And so we don't require finished objects. So there's still time to get in. In fact, the kits are even still available on the website. You can look and see, and we'll get that dyed up for you as quickly as possible. And as well as the 2 links to purchase the pattern are also in the listing, always have been since we put the listing up for that. You can purchase the pattern either through the digital Nomadic Knits on nomadicknits.com using the issue 1, the Florida edition, and you get, I think, a total of 9 patterns in that edition. Or you can absolutely purchase it over on Ravelry, from Melissa Kimmerer's Ravelry store right there, and you can see all the other patterns that she offers. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention about this Super Summer Sweater Make Along and the Beautifully Basic Tee is, you've heard me say this many times before, it's always a great idea to check out the project pages for the patterns that you're considering knitting, whether it's the Beautifully Basic Tee or any other project that you're considering knitting, because sometimes you can get fantastic ideas about colorways that maybe you haven't considered for the pattern. You can look at the way people have modified the pattern. Perhaps they've added some waist shaping or done something a little different for the sleeves. But you can also see if maybe, like Cheryl Gouin did, if, oh, look, somebody did stripes. That's a good idea. I have this yarn that would work well and look great in stripes. So it helps to sort of spark that inspiration. The other thing that project pages do for you is that if you hit a snag in the pattern and you're not sure, first of all, you can always reach out to the designer for pattern support. I know Melissa would be happy to get your emails and provide you with answers if you have questions, but you can often find that other knitters who have come before you have perhaps encountered the same questions that you have. So thumbing through those project pages sort of virtually on Ravelry, you can look and see and get an idea if somebody else has encountered the same question and perhaps how they resolved it as well. So it's a great thing to do. Now, the flip side to that is, I've always encouraged you as well to make a project page with your pattern, because it absolutely helps the designer out, and it can also help knitters who come after you to see what maybe your experience was with the pattern, and they too can learn from that. So I think I mentioned in the live in the Yarny Use group this week, but I like the analogy. It's sort of like the give a penny, take a penny little dish at the convenience store. You know, you take what you can, take what you need, give what you can, sort of as a way to pay it forward. So it's another way that the fiber community is such a great community and helps each other out. So something to think about there. So today, you know what today is? In addition to being sort of the middle of the month of our 8th birthday, today is our very first studio stream, and we're going to be needle felting a snowman. I'm so excited about this studio stream. We start at 2:00 on Zoom. If you signed up for the studio stream, and we did sell out for that, then you were sent an email yesterday with the link, the Zoom link. You were also sent the coupon code and the link for your bonus pattern. The bonus pattern is the Snowflake Hat by Marjorie Moulet of M&M So Charming. And it is a stunning pattern. You're going to love it. And so those who are participating in our studio stream get a coupon code, so that pattern is free to them. And then you also, in your email, received the code because you received 20% off the special studio stream shop starting today that's available to you as well. And so all of those details are right there for you. I'm going to open the Zoom room at about 10 till 2 so everybody can gather in and get settled. And we're going to start promptly at 2 p.m. today on our snowman needle felting. I'm so excited about it. I'm going to show you my snowman because, of course, I had to make a sample. Going to try not to disrupt my audio while I get it. How cute is he? Yes, I made this. How adorable is he? Look at his little carrot nose. I love it so much. I haven't named him yet. I think he needs a name. What do you think? What would you name him? Let me know in the comments. Look at his little scarf. How cute is that in his little stick arms? Anyway, I can't stop looking at him. So this is my snowman. I'm going to make another one today with the group as I take you step by step through the process of making this little guy. And he's kind of large, isn't he? I love how big he is. He's wonderful. I have always been enamored with needle felting. I have to show you, when we were first scouting out Bridgeton, which is where we ended up landing for moving here to Maine, I was in the Bridgeton bookstore, which is a great place. If you ever come to Bridgeton, you absolutely have to check it out. And I bought this little guy, this little mousy guy. He is needle felted and I love him so much. He's nice and firm, but look at his little knit sweater with the buttons and his little tail's peeking out. How cute is he? So I picked him up and he actually traveled with me on, I think, 3 different trips to Bridgeton, including the last time we got here, which is when we actually moved here. His little shoes, he's all needle felted. So this is yet another example of something that you can needle felt. We're not going to do this guy today. Look at his little knit hat. It's actually a little knit hat and his little knit sweater. We're not going to do this little guy today. We're going to do the snowman. Tara says he definitely needs a name. So maybe today during our workshop, we can come up with some name ideas. I think everybody's snowman needs a name. So if you signed up for the workshop and you don't see that email, then number one, check your spam folder, because sometimes emails can go there. I know it happens to me occasionally, but if you still don't see it, simply reach out to me as quickly as possible and I will forward you a copy of it, because I want to make sure that everyone has all of the links that they need for the studio stream happening today. Now, if something has come up and you're not able to make the studio stream live, then no problem at all. We've got your back, because that recording, we're going to record it, and the recording will be available to you for a minimum of 4 weeks after today. And if you're in the event, you can look for that recording link to be emailed to you no later than Monday evening. So you'll have it. It takes a little bit for the recording to process on the Zoom side, and then I'll be providing it to you. So even if you are able to make the live class, and I hope you are, you might want to go back later and refer to that recording if you're trying to finish some techniques up or anything like that. So we're going to have a lot of fun today. I'm really looking forward to sitting around the virtual crafting table with everybody, having some fun and putting together our snowman. Get yourself a drink, bring a snack if you like. It's just going to be like we're sitting around a table in person. A lot of fun. So, all right. Kim likes the name Maynard. I kind of like that name too. Tish is voting for Samuel Snowman. That's adorable. I'm excited because I'll have 2. So once I make one today and after the little guy that I made for our studio stream. So a lot of fun. So a couple other quick shop updates, and then I want to talk to you about some non-yarn creating that I've been doing. So our Cocoa Knits stock has been absolutely topped up. We still have a couple of the value bundles. One is the blocking value bundle. One is the sweater care value bundle. So if you're making a new beautifully basic tee, now is a great time to get prepped for your blocking. We've got all the tools together for you in a Cocoa Knits value bundle, which saves you money. And who doesn't like saving money? And then we also have a sweater care bundle, also saving you money with all of the things that you need to take care of your hand knits. It's one thing to create beautiful crocheted items or knit items, and they're wonderful, but you need to take care of them in a way that prolongs their life, because you don't want to have all of that work and all of that energy sort of, fall apart, so to speak. So something to think about. Sneezy the snowman. I like that, Lori. That's cute. I don't know. Do snowmen sneeze? I guess they do if they have a cold in the cold, right? So there's absolutely that. Also fresh in the shop, and it's going to come down very soon. We know that Erin is still out there in the Atlantic. So historically in our Yarn News Facebook group, we've always done hurricane mystery colorways anytime there's a storm threatening specifically Florida, but even sometimes some of the other southern states. Now, we say all the time, we take these storms very, very seriously, because having lived in Florida almost my entire life, I've seen the destruction that they can wreak upon a community. But we also have to make light of it to find some levity in it. And so we've done that with our hurricane colorways. The Thunder Rolls is our mystery hurricane colorway, and there's only a few hanks left of it. These are in limited quantities, and once they're gone, they're gone. I expect these to ship to you next week. That's how quickly they're going to ship. They're going to ship to you next week, so that you'll have your hurricane mystery colorway much more quickly than we've been able to fulfill those in the past. So yay, Sherry and Terry, for that. We appreciate that. So go ahead and get your hanks ordered. That will be coming down in the near future, or when it sells out. And there's only a certain number available in each base, but all of your favorite bases are represented, and it is down below in the product listing as well. So don't miss out on that. And then we got some brand new Atenti bags in. Now, these are a more affordable price point than some of the larger, more complex Atenti bags, but they are no less practical. These are the Tuto Totes by Atenti. They're fantastic in all sorts of beautiful fabrics. They're a great pickup to have an extra bag. And if you're traveling with us to Scotland next month, gosh, did I say next month? We are headed to Scotland next month. Let's see. We head out, Jim and I are traveling, I want to say on September 20th. So we're just a little bit over a month away from flying out over to the UK to Scotland. But there are some beautiful patterns in the Tuto Atenti totes, one of which is a really beautiful, subtle plaid pattern. So I think one of those might already be gone. You don't want to miss out on those. Atenti always means quality, and it always means super beautiful things. So don't miss out on those. If you need another reason to join the Yarn Use Facebook group, features would be one of them. This week, we had a couple of features. So features are when we put together some things in the shop and curate a set that's either perfectly coordinated or it has some extras with it. And very often the deal with the features is, number one, we don't typically make them available outside of the Yarn Use Facebook group. Number two, you always save money with the features. And number three, sometimes you get an extra goodie and sometimes you don't. The extra goodie can be everything from an entire hank of yarn, 100-gram hank. Sometimes it is, and all the way down to like a simple stitch marker. And so you never know what you're going to get as something extra. This week, both of our features went, and each feature came with one of these cute little bag bling keychains, perfect for your project bag, that I picked up when I was trekking to Maine. And I got these specifically for the Yarn Use because I thought you'd love them. Check out the little moose here. And then, of course, the sheep. So the recipient of those two features, you're going to be getting your goodie in the mail. So that's another reason yet to join the Yarn Use Facebook group. And the link is down below on how you can join that. Tracy says, I can't help myself. Sir melts a lot. Okay. No, I think that might be the winner. Sir melts a lot. I love it. It makes me giggle. Makes me absolutely giggle. Giggling brings joy. And I've had some wonderful joy this week in the studio. One of those things, though, had absolutely nothing to do with yarn, but it did have to do with creating. Did you know that I have a blog? The blog is on the website, and the link is actually available right down below in the show notes this morning. So it's Skeins, Spools, and Stories. And it's just a blog where I share thoughts and contemplations and reflections about things that are going on. Sometimes it involves fiber, sometimes it doesn't. This most recent blog post, though, was all about creating. And I talk a little bit about sort of the journey of creating for me in my life, starting with writing. I've always loved to write, and how I've ended up lately at jam making. Y'all have seen a couple posts of me making some jam. And I thought I've had enough requests for the recipe that I thought I would add it to the blog post. So if you're interested in the jam recipe or anything about creating, then I recommend you check out the blog post. So this is vanilla blueberry ginger jam. And I have started calling it VBGC jam because it's vanilla blueberry ginger cinnamon jam. So I got the recipe off Pinterest, as you do. Is it just me? Or do you all kind of fall down the Pinterest hole as well? I have Pinterest board. I have a whole board dedicated to jams with like articles like unusual jam combinations or things like that. And I found this blueberry ginger jam, it's called. It does call for vanilla. And of course, I had to tweak it as you do. So I added extra vanilla to it because it calls for vanilla beans. I added extra vanilla paste, and I added cinnamon to it as well. And it is fantastic, if I do say so myself. But it's not because of me. It's because of the recipe that I started with. So the link to the recipe, I made 18 jars. We've given 2 away so far, so we have 16 jars. And you may have heard, I think it was in the Yarn Use where I was doing the live on Thursday. Jim and I had quite the conversation about, so where do we store 16 jars of jam? I think the basement is going to win out. I'm getting used to having a basement. Like in Florida, we didn't have basements. In Maine, you definitely have basements. But anyway, I made these cute little labels. I love it. Right there. So if you're interested in the recipe, I really highly recommend you check out that blog post, give it a look, and comment there. I want to hear about your creating journey as well. And yeah, you can get the recipe and make your own jam going on. One other thing I wanted to mention, if you joined the Ship Club a while back, I promised you that I would be sending you out something so you could help remember the code, to help you remember the code. And probably this week, you're going to be getting, they've already gone to Monica, so she will receive them any day now and be shipping these out. I made these cute little stickers for you. You can put them wherever you like, on the back of your phone or wherever you need to put a sticker to help you remember that code. It's hard to remember codes, and I can't go back and add in the code for everybody if you forget. Although, to be fair, if you email me, I will. But I can't. I guess what I'm saying is it's difficult for me to go back. I can't review every order and remember if you should have put in a code. But if you email me, I'll put it in for you. But it's always easiest if you just put it in at checkout and you just put it in the discount or promo code field, and then you get free shipping for that whole year if you signed up for the club. So these stickers should be out to you within the next week, so you can put them wherever you like or put them in the trash if that works for you. If you're all right at remembering the code, then that works too. I just thought it would be nice to have a little memory jogger. Yes, Tracy, I did actually sing that in my head. That's what you're referring to. Absolutely did do that. So, all right. I am getting ready for winter. Like I said to somebody, comment on Facebook, us northern squirrels, because I'm a northern squirrel now, you have to sock things away so you don't go hungry in winter. I said when everything was coming out from the gardens, I was like, so, because we've been eating all the fresh vegetables, I'm like, so what are we going to eat all winter? Like, we don't have a big chest freezer, and I'm only making jam so far. Well, I did make refrigerator pickles. I did make pickles, and they're good. I have sneaked some out. They're not supposed to be ready till Monday, but I've already been tasting them. But yeah, I don't have a big chest freezer, and I'm only doing low acid things right now. Like, I'm terrified of a pressure canner, but my real estate agent is like, you need to get a pressure canner. I will teach you how to can. Lorianne's doing pickles and jam too. I love it. Post it in the Yarn to Use. I want to see it. It's a form of creating as well. And we welcome all kinds of creating in the Yarn to Use. We do, because we're a friendly group. We lift each other up. We keep a positive attitude. We don't have politics. We don't have drama in the Yarn to Use. It's the best place to be. I'm convinced, on the internet. Nothing to do with me. It's all to do with you and the community that you've created in the Yarn to Use. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Get your orders in. Don't miss out. If you need those special orders, all you need to do is send me an email. I'll set it up for you. I'm so grateful that you're here with me this morning, or whenever you happen to be watching. I'd love to see your comments down below. And if you ever have a chance and you feel good about what you've gotten with All Love Unto Ewe yarn, I'd love it if you'd give us a review over on Facebook or Google. That would be fantastic. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. My name's Michelle. I'm with All Love Unto Ewe Studios. I'm here typically every single Saturday at 9:30 in the morning Eastern Time. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the Yarn to Use. Take care. Bye-bye.